Hello, BookTube. It's Eric. I am back with I guess this is I really need to put this stuff away edition of hauls. This is from a couple weeks ago. I showed some of this stuff when I was hanging out with Paperback Junkie doing a Skype test a couple weeks ago. So, without further ado, apologize if I've shown any of this before, but we're going to go through it pretty quickly. Barbara Michaels, I've never read any of hers, and it's a faucet, so I picked that up. Some Mercedes Lackey co-written. Both of them are co-written, yes. Like 80s sci-fi, fantasy, rock and roll, whatever. If they look silly, I'll give them a shot. Stephen King Sale, I don't have this one, so I grabbed that. A lot of this I got at bag sales or at Salvation Army or whatever. This looks pretty cool. I love that cover, Slow Motion Riot. Edgar Winter, best first novel. I've not read any of his stuff, but I've got one or two of his books lurking around. Movie tie-in edition of Dracula. Whole bunch of Robert Parker stuff lately. This is one of the early ones. It's one of the early good ones, so grabbed that. Lauren Esselman, Louis L'Amour, P.G. Wodehouse. I don't pick up a lot of his stuff because I've struggled reading his books, but I'm always trying. He's a kind of a classic comedy writer, and I love that cover, so I grabbed that. Shane. Walter Mosley. That City. I did not really like the movie, but I figured I might dig the book. Maybe give the movie another shot at some point. Robert Wren DC Western. Graham Masterton. He horror fame. You know, I look at the spines. I look at the names. I just like the cover on this one. So I grabbed that. Another Walter Mosley. It's at a library sale and didn't have a whole lot, so I was just putting whatever in the bag. Ed Gorman, solid crime writer, horror writer, and Western writer who passed away in the last year or two. So I look forward to getting around to reading that. Clockwork Orange, never read it. All right, I don't read a lot of cozies. This is about as close as I come. I used to have all 6 of the B.D. Borton books, and I found this one. And hey, check that out. Hey, there's a Borders price tag on it. It's not in amazing condition, but hey, maybe I'll give it another shot. Lawrence Block, burglar book. Burglar who thought he was Bogart. I love these early covers with the step back. Got some Rob Kantner, who is a Michigan-based author. I have another one of his in here. They're all out of order. Who wrote 80s detective novels. They're not quite as hard-boiled as Lauren Esselman or Elmore Leonard, but they're up there, and they're worth checking out if you're at all interested. They're of local interest to me because he lives in the Ann Arbor area, Detroit metro area, where I am from. TV tie-in for Prime Suspect. Let's see. More Larry Block. A Long Line of Dead Men. And Even the Wicked. I need to get back to reading more Block's stuff. A couple of Predator books. I bought these mainly for the cover. I'm sure somebody out there collects these or would like these. So I figured I'll check them out. I like the movie. I really need to rewatch the second one. But Thomas Pynchon. I've never finished one of his books, but I saw it at the library sale, so I threw it in the bag. Jack Higgins, same thing. That looks like a horror cover, but this is more of a adventure commando military spy novel. Let's see. We'll get to that. Mysterious Press, John Dee McDonald, Slam the Big Door, hardcover. I'm still working my way through McDonald's stuff. I need to get back to reading his books. I've just been kind of a slump lately, taking it slow. I should do my wrap-up for the March Mystery Madness. Anyways, I was happy to grab that. I don't remember why I grabbed this. It was slim and short, and it talks about ghost stories, so that's why. I had to read this in college. This is an amazing book. It's about Vietnam. I don't usually go in for things about Vietnam because, man, what's everything got to do with Vietnam? I mean, I heard enough of that growing up, but this is a really great book. Highly recommended. It's about the author's experience in Vietnam and the people that he knew there. And it's heartbreaking, but illuminating. A Martin Beck mystery trade. I've got most of these. But hey, when I see them at a library sale, I'll throw them in the bag. This was recommended to me by either a college professor or one of our teachers when I was at the in-house academy for U of M's Department of Public Safety back in the 90s. This is a book that's about listening to your instincts about people and trusting your gut and how it keeps you alive. Be suspicious. It's really good. It's been a long time since I've read it, but it's well worth checking out. If you feel vulnerable or you want to hear somebody discuss the things that in the back of your head saying don't trust this situation or get out, this book will help you understand that. Okay. Tim Powers, Never Say Die. He wrote a bunch of sci-fi kind of stuff. This one's listed as fiction. What else we got here? This looked cool. I like the cover. It references Chandler. So, sure. I'll check that out. What else? Some more Westerns. Postman by David Brin. This is a great book. This is the movie tie-in edition. I have not seen the movie since it came out, and I was like, it wasn't great, but I'm a fan of the book, so I was happy to grab this. I would like to reread it at some point. Umberto Eco, In the Name of the Rose. John le Carré's The Looking Glass War. This just looks totally 80s. It's kind of time travel thing. Check out the pants and the hat and that coat. People thought that was cool then. All right. Big book of Alfred Hitchcock Mysteries. I need to get around to reading these because I've got a bunch of this stuff. But, yeah. Grab that. All right. So, what else we got here? A couple of these, like, late 70s Hardy Boy books. Titles like The Mystery of the Samurai Sword, The Ape Man's Secret, Zombies. Yeah, this looks like when they were trying to do like Scooby-Doo-esque kind of stuff rather than action-adventure stuff. John Sayles, filmmaker, book that he wrote. I grabbed that thinking, it might be interesting. I like his movies, so why not? Okay, we're down to a couple here. I just like the cover of this one. This was the flyer. Throw it in the bag, see if it's any good. It's like 200 pages. Maybe I'll give that a shot. This one, this is very 80s. Starring a Sam Spade for the 80s, the world's first soft-boiled sleuth. He doesn't carry a gun. Yeah, just 80s trying to do something different. I figured I'd grab that. Philip Jose Farmer's Nothing Burns in Hell. I love that cover. Pulp detective fiction. Figured I'd give that a shot. So, okay, let's move along to this. One of my local bookstores has announced they're closing. They announced it on the 2nd. They are an Edgar Award winning, and Edgar is the award that gets given out for crime and mystery writers. Aunt Agatha's here in Ann Arbor. And I've been shopping there for years and years and years. It's been not as often as it was once upon a time, mainly because I'm not downtown as much as I used to be. But the owner was telling me that he was excavating the basement. This was before the announcement, and he was finding some of these horror paperbacks from hell. So I went in there and I got this. This is a anthology. There's some of the authors. Been wanting to read some of these guys, so I'm happy to support him. And then he got me The Last Notch. This is a Black Cat book. I'm trying to get more of these Black Cat books because I'm enjoying them. This is number 12, and I was happy to get this one. So that's what I've gotten lately, and probably going to be a little while before I do another one of these. I think there's a big book thing coming up next month, or this month. Excuse me, we will see, and I'll come back at some point. Yeah, it's been a little while. It's going to be a little while. I've got to take care of some life-type business, so I should do my March Mystery Madness wrap-up here shortly, and I'll talk to you all soon.